introduce our speaker for today, which is Dr. Jim Richardson from the Department of Economics at the E.J. Corso School of Business. Yes. College? College. I'll get that right. He's the Director of Public Administration Institute here at LSU and the Harris and Marie P. Schutz Distinguished Professor in Business Administration, as well as an alumni professor for the university. Dr. Richardson is also a member of the Revenue Estimating Conference, a member of the National Tax Association, the American Economic Association, the American Society for Public Administration, serves as chairman for the Research Committee of the Public Affairs Research Council of Louisiana, and publishes each year the Louisiana Economic Outlook along with colleagues in the College of Business. His teaching and research interests include economic forecasting, state and local taxation issues, and today he'll be talking to us about the church and economics. Dr. Jim Richardson.
Thank you. Thank you. I got the feeling this will be informal. And we'll make it that way. I guess the first thing, are you taking camera pictures too?
I am, I'm afraid.
I need to stand up.
That'd be great if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Okay.
The first thing, I guess we should go through my own background in terms of church beliefs, so to know my background, since that seems to be one of the issues that people talk about when they're suggested to be higher courts. But I was born in San Antonio, Texas, and which is a lot of very Hispanic and very Catholic. But I was raised in a very Protestant neighborhood. In fact, when I was growing up in the 60s there, it wasn't sure if the Catholics and the communists were the great enemy. I'd be worried about those things. And my mom always asked me to date somebody, is she Catholic? I never understood why she asked it. Always first, is she Catholic? Who knows? But then I went to a Catholic university as an undergrad at St. Mary's, mostly for financial reasons. And then I went, but in San Antonio, I was raised as I was Protestant, but I was raised in a Southern Baptist home. It was Southern Baptist, so that's kind of my roots in that. Went to a Catholic university. Then I went to after that I went to Ann Arbor to go to the University of Michigan, and I was there for 4 years. Then I came down here, and I then met my wife here. She's from Shreveport, and she was a Methodist. So I joined the Methodist Church, still Protestant, kind of, I guess. So I joined the Methodist Church, and right next door to the University of Presbyterian, the University United Methodist Church, and that's where we go. And so that's kind of my religious upbringing. And then my academic upbringing as an economist. And that was one of those stories where, you know, when you're 21 years old, you're 20 years old, you're trying to decide what you're going to be. You really don't have much to go on, to be quite honest. And I had this economics professor who was Ludwig May, a very large German. And I took his test. I guess I did okay. He gave it back to me, and he kind of put his finger in my chest, pumping, "You will major in economics." And I did. And so I went, and then they said, "You will go to the University of Michigan." What you want to do? And I did. And it worked out fantastically. I can't believe how could one find a better job than what I have over all these years. I mean, it's fantastic. I hate to tell my neighbors about it. You know, I really enjoy my work. And then I also had the advantage of being in economics. I got this ability to deal with different people. I work with the government, for example. I work with the state. I've known every governor since I've been here. And that's interesting to know them all because they're all very different people. They all have different ways of doing things. But that's kind of my upbringing. Now, as you'll note, I'm not a biblical scholar. So if somebody out there is, just be kind, okay? And as I think about the church and the economy, I think about different ways of looking at it. And I kind of looked at, I guess, 4 items, we'll kind of touch on. And I guess it'll be your food for thought. One was faith. Number 2, miracles. Number 3, charity. And number 4, how do you pay for church and government? And we start with the faith. And obviously, I know at least in the Methodist Church, we always, either someplace in the ceremony, there is an affirmation of faith. I believe in. And you end up with the Apostles' Creed, I believe in the Holy Church. I believe in the Holy Ghost, the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life everlasting. And that's a statement of your beliefs, your faith, the foundation on which that the church you are attending really is built on. And there's a tremendous amount of faith in that. Well, when you think about economics, you say, economics, that's not about faith, is it? Well, you'd be surprised how much it is about faith. In fact, there is the economist creed, I guess. You know, I believe in the market. The invisible hand. The forces of supply and demand. The efficient allocation of resources. High employment and price stability. Long-term economic growth and sustainable growth. And prosperity everlasting. So that's kind of our creed. Now, and you say, but where does the faith come in? But just think about on the church side, it gives you a purpose, a meaning, and perhaps a standard by which to live your life. On the economic side, you have faith. It again sets a certain amount of how you live your life, certain standards. But more important than that, it also says that the economy, if we as a group lose faith in certain institutions, the economy can go through some very bad times. And perhaps the most visible evidence of that is the current situation in the financial sector. Just think about the faith you have in certain paper documents. You have a $20 bill. That $20 bill by itself is absolutely worthless. But you see it. You know that you can take that $20 bill and go downstairs and get you lunch and some change. It will get you a real commodity, something you really want. You may have money at a bank. You don't have the foggiest notion who the chairman of the board of that bank is. It's not your personal friend. You couldn't name him if you tried. But you have your money stashed there. LSU has its money stashed there. ExxonMobil has its money stashed there, or at some banks. You have all this money, and you believe that it will still be there tomorrow, the next day, the day after that. And you can use it. So you have that faith. Now, when you lose that faith, what do?